Right, a slight change for this next video. We've had a competition ongoing at Grampian Air Rifle Club, GARC, in Aberdeen for the last 6 months or so, organised by Bry. Thank you, Bry. And it's featured in the latest December issue of Airgun World, my article. I'm going to do a little follow-on article too in a few days. So we've got, let's step forward. Oh, excuse the ambience. I'm in my kitchen while we've got a mate decorating upstairs for us. Thank you, Mark. So we've got an article here, and we've got my experiences, and Bry and Steve, who is probably going to pip us both to the post. Despicable guys. He's actually been practicing. Anyway, so we've got an article in the December issue of Airgun World, and to accompany that, I've got a little bit of footage following this, which is a compilation filmed a week or two ago from Wednesday evening, and it's myself demonstrating my own target pistol, the FAS 6004. Bry demonstrates his Izzy, Alex demonstrates an FWB80, and Nick demonstrates two excellent Weihrauch pistols. I keep reminding myself not to say Weihrauch. And the HW45 and the HW75, great stuff. So something a little bit different, because one or two of these mechanisms, for example, the Izzy, I wasn't familiar with at all until Bry got one. So there's a little video of that coming up. Actually, we just show the target first. 10 metre target, labelled up, ready. Round 9 of our competition. Using the FAS 6004. Safety catch is buried under the grip, so no safety catch. Held it in. Carefully don't pinch it. Relax for a second. And then the really difficult thing with this is taking up the first stage and stopping, because it's quite a light trigger. In the black, that's what I want. That's what I want for all 5 of these. So if you can record me, I'm going to do the same for a couple of other people using their other pistols tonight. I might get a tiny wee video out of this. This one might have been in the 10. Oh no, it's just slightly outside the black. A little bit of wavering in that one, a little bit of wobble. So I've been out of this for 4 weeks, so get back into it.
Have you figured yours out? I think I have. It's this bit.
Wobble in the black though. 2 shots to go.
Nice sort of.
Recording to bring the target back. Pistol stays downrange, pointing downrange while it's getting cocked.
It's the equivalent of, just sitting like that, because my button isn't fried. Okay, so when it goes, it doesn't go past that here.
Oh, and when you're doing Ken, if you could just back off after this shot, if you back off and just record, just show the fact that I'm perched on the seat, because it's dual disabled rules, you know. Or disabled allowances, I should say. The nearest thing I've got to an STF perch seat.
I did try it a little bit. Pilot work.
Oh, I think that was in the black.
Yeah, diamond. Yeah. Because again, if you open back a little bit,
that's a lot better. First effort tonight, I think scores 28, and this one is a lot better. So what pistol is this, Bry?
It's an IZH-46m, commonly known as an Izzy.
Is it made by Baikal or something? Or?
Yep.
Cool.
Russian.
Yeah.
None the worse for it.
Okay. So when you did that cocking stroke, little lever popped up, and then I'll film that again in a second. I'll get a close up of it. Okay. So fire away. And
I'm going for a 5. I'm going to try and put something so it's up on. I've got that.
Yeah, well, that's not, one's in the black.
It's a start.
Yeah. Go for it. Right. So, is there a release for the catch, or do you just pull it?
Just pull
Okay.
all the way, a little
And
further.
then at the furthest extent of the stroke, that pops up. So now you can go pellet in. Push straight into the breech. And then you push that down and click it. Ah, is there a safety catch?
Oh, no.
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 I've got to do the stop now. I've done all the internals. That's why I brought tonight. Well, if it's all right, one day back, I'll have a look at it now, if I may. Yeah, that looks fantastic.
Doing very nicely. Go. Okay.
Oh, hang on. We can do something about that. That's all right.
Only be actually stop and do the trigger. It's on his, yeah, it works. It's got back side, front side, down side. That's one there and then.
Right, so here's another classic. So what is it, Alex?
It's a Feinwerkbau Model 80, made in 1980.
Right.
177 recoilless match target pistol.
And it's recoilless not because it's a single stroke pneumatic, but because
It's got a very complex spring mechanism, so the whole receiver slides backwards when you fire it.
awesome.
And it has barrel weights as well.
Yeah, and there's a ratchet on it.
There's a ratchet on it.
Yeah, you can hear that. Okay. So you load it a bit like loading a Weihrauch 77 or
Yeah, you have to put a pellet in there.
directly in the breech.
Then when you close this, it closes the cylinder.
Okay. Is there a safety or?
There's no safety on it.
Okay.
And the trigger's set for 500 grams.
500 grams. Okay. How's it doing?
No idea, but I don't think I hit the back. Oh, I did.
Oh, it's in the black. Excellent. Nice one.
This is,
So it's got a multi-adjustable trigger,
yeah.
and I can see that you can slide that trigger along
You
as
can
well.
slide the trigger along that little rail there.
Cool.
And you can also adjust whether it cants to the left or the right.
Ah, okay. Brilliant.
But it's a very complex trigger. And
And what are the sights? You've got,
the sights are,
you've got a rear notch, square notch. Is this to adjust the sight?
yes, that adjusts the height.
Mm-hmm.
And there should be one here, but the knob's lost.
Oh, right. And the front is a simple post.
It's a little post. You can unscrew them and fit different ones.
Okay. Cool. What's this pistol?
This is a Black Star HW45 from Weihrauch.
Spring or?
It's a spring.
Oh, this one's a spring and not a single
45
stroke
is a
pneumatic.
spring, single stroke.
Right.
So to cock this thing is we pull the hammer back, it releases it. It's a two-stage. You can stop it halfway. You can have half power or all the way to full power, which is about 4.5, 5 foot-pounds.
Okay.
Load it directly into the barrel. Return to close. Click. There's a safety here. Forward,
So auto
back.
safety.
No.
Oh, right.
Manual
Okay.
safety.
Okay.
Safety's off.
And you've got an aftermarket wooden grip on that?
No, it's part of the Black Star theme.
Ah, right. So it's a special edition then?
There's a silver star and there's also a bronze star.
Okay. It gives a hell of a whack.
Oh, there's some power in this, yeah. It's a
So
good-
that's certainly making neat holes downrange then.
yes.
So look at that grip. Awesome. And sights.
Fibre optics.
Fibre optic sights, cool. You've got two yellow dots at the rear and a red one at the front.
Yeah.
Awesome. Nice. Bit of a heavyweight.
Bit of a lump, but
Yeah.
nicely balanced.
Styled on a scaled up 45.
Yes, with the bespoke grip.
Cool.
So
So I didn't realise we had both on here. So in your right hand, you've got the spring pistol.
Yeah,
You just demonstrated.
HW45 and the HW75, which is the single shot pneumatic
Right. Cool. Go for it.
target pistol. So to cock this thing, there's a little button on the back here. You push that, lift it up. Okay, we'll load it into the breech.
Yeah, it's. I think it was.
Yeah, so to cock it, you have to pull the hammer back and then you're ready to shoot.
Okay.
Manual safe,
Can it be decocked?
not that I know of.
Okay.
Manual safety, same as the 45.
Okay. Well, this one's recoilless.
This is recoilless. You'll probably see the muzzle lift a little.
Is that because it's about 5 foot-pounds?
No, this one's running about 3, if that.
Okay.
Safety.
Cool. And the hammer does actually come down when it fires?
Yep. So you can dummy fire the hammer.
Oh, so you can do dry fire practice?
Yeah, it's not as good as the dry fire, but you can do the same with the 45 as well.
Okay.
You can trick the trigger. So if you just cock it,
Okay.
and then
Okay.
so you can dry fire the trigger and just practice the trick.
Okay, without the hammer actually
without
dropping.
the hammer actually dropping.
Okay.
Well, this hammer doesn't drop.
Right. Got
This
you.
is just a catch
Right.
that actually catches on
Okay. Got you.
the little peg on the back there. So that just retains that in place.
Okay. Cool. Thank you very much. Cool.
Yeah.
So following on from that initial pistol video you've probably just seen, hopefully, I thought I'd demonstrate these two pistols in a bit more detail. You've seen them on the firing range. This is the FAS 6004, has an excellent trigger. The reason I upgraded the Gammo Compact to the FAS 6004 is the trigger is so much better than this. In the word of Lloyd's words from Blackpool Air Rifles, he said you're getting about 85% of the quality of a PCP match pistol for, you know, sort of 40% of the price. So I went for this, and it is an excellent trigger. I measured it at 1 pound 8 ounces, and there's a gentle first stage, comes to a stop, and you've got a very short, crisp second stage. So excellent, and I've been doing very well in the competition this year with it. So I just wanted to show you a close-up of the Izzy, Russian made by Baikal, and you've got interchangeable foresight blade, single stroke pneumatic, anatomical grip, which is adjustable, as you can see, and I'll demonstrate in a minute how to cock this fella. Interestingly, there's an open trigger guard, and I'll show you in a minute a slight drawback of that, a slight hazard you have to be aware of, but a superbly made air pistol. Everyone who's used one of these recommends them. They're very, very accurate, and I'm very grateful for Ian Deco on Airgun Forum for selling this fella. Fantastic piece of kit, and I can't wait to christen it tonight, just for a bit of a casual shoot before our annual AGM this evening. Meanwhile, here's the FAS 6004 with a large anatomical grip. So you've got the release at the back, adjustable rear sight, hinge at the front, very simple fixed foresight blade, and a nice enclosed trigger guard, adjustable palm shelf. So a very nice pistol. So something that I found quite interesting is this case, this pistol case, lined with eggshell foam, is the case the FAS 6004 came in when I bought it about a year ago from Blackpool Air Rifles. And as you can see, the case is significantly bigger than the pistol, whereas my new purchase, an Izzy, or Baikal IZH-46m, fits that case perfectly. Interior dimensions are 17.5 inches by 7.5 inches, and it fits the Izzy to perfection. So, to load it and fire it, you press in this spring-loaded catch on the left-hand side of the pistol, lift the barrel and receiver assembly up and over, goes through 170 degrees, and if I turn it around, because I'm right-handed, so basically you then insert the pellet directly into the breech, into the bore, and keeping your fingers well clear of any crimping. You only do that once, lesson learned. You then close it over. There's no safety catch, because the safety would be underneath the grip here. This is the large anatomical grip, adjustable palm shelf, feels excellent. So you've got a first stage, comes to a halt, only moves a millimetre or two, comes to a halt. Second stage, very crisp. About 1 pound 8 ounces I measured the trigger at. So that's an excellent target pistol, lovely and compact, same size as the ASI compact, or Gamma compact if you like, but outstanding accuracy, very good trigger. The Izzy, significantly bigger, if I compare them both, significantly longer, not much heavier. I'll put the stats: length, barrel length, weight. I'll put this in the information below the video. So the Izzy is a little bit different. There's no cocking mechanism. I'll demonstrate the cocking for you. There's no barrel release catch or no cocking mechanism release. So you simply, if I step back from the camera without falling over, you step back, keep your finger well away from the trigger, and you probably saw that here, but when the cocking lever reaches about 170 degrees, 175 degrees, the breech block pops up. So you then close it over. I'll come back to the camera, and at this point you insert the pellet directly into the breech, and you then, keeping your fingers well away from the trigger, because there is the open trigger guard, as I mentioned earlier. So you then close down with a click, and that's you ready to fire. I bought this pistol secondhand, immaculate, as you can see, from Ian Decor on the airgunforum.co.uk. Thanks very much, Ian, much appreciated. Immaculate pistol, been very well looked after. The trigger I've measured at about 12 ounces, very light. It's not really two stage, it's more like a first one stage, and it's not so much a glass rod breaking as a glass hair breaking. It's that light. So a tiny bit of movement, maybe 1 or 2 millimeters of movement, and it just goes off very nicely. So I'm really looking forward to trying this at GARC site. Have a quick shoot of it, check the sites right for me, and then we've got our annual AGM. So I'll demonstrate some more features of this pistol. You have the 2 adjustment screws for the adjustable palm shelf, and it's a pretty large pistol. I've got pretty big hands, and that fits it snugly. My hand, the web of my hand, is pretty tightly in the back of the pistol. This pistol, no safety catch, but it does have an excellent. You've got a sleeve here that retains the breech mechanism, and if you pull that sleeve forwards, the breech pops up. And if you now pull this all the way to the back, don't bother inserting a pellet, and that pistol, if I demonstrate from this side, that pistol, that little click, that can now be dry fired. So it's got a perfect dry fire mechanism for training and for practice, and outstanding. The only thing I would say is, if I just show this again, if I step back, pops up when you cock it with the full movement of the cocking arm, and then you bring this back in. You can see I'm keeping my finger well away from the trigger, but you've got the open trigger guard. You can see that with the wall behind. You close it up, and then only did this once without any pellet loaded, not again. So basically keep your finger well away from the trigger, and once you've got a pellet loaded directly into the breech, you close this down, and with a click. So don't be tempted to sort of be careless when you're closing this up, because the trigger guard is open and the trigger could easily be released. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to see more, like if you like it, and hope this is interesting for you. More for me.